Irrelevant. A Dvar Torah for Parashat Vayera. Have you heard of Lot's wife? Of course you have. Who hasn't? Such a main character in biblical folklore deserved the vast amounts of chapters she occupies in Tanakh, all of 6 words. ותבט אשתו מאחריו, ותהי נציב מלך. In other words, this seemingly meaningless individual has become a legend, at least among Israeli school kids on field trips to the Dead Sea, who point at piles of salt and say, "That's her!" The question I would like to figure out is, what happened to her? I'd like to start with a story. After reading about the atrocities in Sodom and Lot's miraculous rescue when the natives try to harm him and knock down his door, the messengers tell him to take his wife and family because Hashem wants them to destroy the city. Lot attempts to save his sons-in-law. They think he's crazy and ignore him. The sun is about to rise and the malachim hurry him, grabbing him, his wife and his 2 daughters and getting them out of the city. The messengers then tell him to escape to the mountains, since they won't be able to do anything until he's gone, emphasizing, escape with your life. Do not look back and do not stop anywhere in the plain. Escape to the hills lest you be wiped out. To which Lot replies, please let me stay here in the small city of מצער. It's no big deal, and this way I won't perish on the way. The messengers agree, and all's well that ends well. That's at least how I'd tell the story. That's where it should have ended. Lot and his diluted family have just reached a safe place, and what happens in Sodom should stay in Sodom, right? Why, if so, is this the point that Lot's wife looks back and turns into a salt pillar? Rashi's explanation is famous. Lot and his family didn't deserve to see Sodom punished. They were saved thanks to their relationship with Abraham, and once Lot's wife chose to look back, she was fair game. She was told not to look back, and she gets what she deserved. According to Rashi, her sin was not giving guests salt, and her punishment is turning into a salt pillar. Midah keneged midah. Rashi's explanation has one huge advantage. It negates the need to explain when this saga took place. She might have been looking from the so-called safety of Dvar, rejoicing over an unexpected rescue, or mourning the destruction of her family, friends, or city. She might have been looking out of curiosity, awe, or bewilderment. We'll never know. What we can know is that she sinned, and she was punished for it. This is somewhat similar to how Ramban deals with the question. He also agrees that Lot's wife was looking back from inside Dvar. The difference is the cause of death. According to Ramban, there was never a commandment not to look back. It was friendly advice. The messengers knew that it was dangerous to look back because 2 things could have happened. The first, seeing the event might cause her body to experience similar effects. I'm not really sure where Ramban takes this, but he claims that it's scientifically proven. I can't claim to be well versed in the matter. The second option is that there was a great opportunity to see Hashem in action, and when Abraham sees this 2 psukim later, there's no problem. He could watch such a spectacle without blinking an eyelash. Lot's wife, on the other hand, doesn't have the spiritual capacity for such an endeavor. Another fairly simple way to deal with this question is to claim that the order of the events doesn't match the order of the psukim. En mukdam u'meuchar b'Torah. Lot's arrival at Zohar happens after his wife's demise, and she simply isn't fast enough to reach safety. Into this category we can fit Rashbam, who in one of his explanations says, "He who looks back dallies on the way," and the Bechor Shor, who says that she was looking until she was left behind. The only thing left to figure out is why change the order of the story. Something that I'm not going to do. There are more explanations, but I'll end with a romantic yet difficult commentary brought by Chizkuni. According to this explanation, one of 2 brought by Chizkuni, the words "and she became a pillar of salt" do not refer to Lot's wife. They refer to the land. According to this, Lot's wife might be alive and well, living in Tsar, and everything's great. She's winning baking contests. What I like about this explanation is the Disney-like ending it provides, if you'd like to ignore the burning hail falling on the city in the background, obviously. What makes it a bit unfitting is that Lot's wife's disappearance from the scene is kind of important to the continuation of the story when his daughters decide to use Lot to have their own babies because no one else can. I could have, of course, spent my time answering questions like, what was so bad about looking back, or is destroying a city the proper ethical response to sin? But sometimes, dealing with a seemingly irrelevant question about a minor character is much more satisfying. If this video brought you satisfaction, please sign up to my channel, or maybe you'd like to buy my book at the link below. I'm Dovi Holtz, one who loves satisfaction and Tanakh.